But he says it wasn't a unilateral decision. The group met, and this is what that group said.
Who are members of this group? Are they not members of the party? Yeah, I don't want to call them renegades. Otherwise, they should toe the party line.
You already suggested that.
But if you persistently disagree with the party, then you have the image your signal is that, oh, I'm a renegade, and I don't expect them to renegade.
Mr. Obla, you're insisting that they must follow the party's dictates. But let me just read this out to you. The memberships of these houses. Now, there's the members of the Northwest are about 86 in the House of Representatives. The members of the North Central are 33 in the House. Now, these are large chunks of groups of people. If they go by what you're saying that they should go, if they are not interested in obeying the party's laws, how would that play out for the party when it comes to issues that concern the party on the floor?
The party has also made a concession. The party is not saying all the remaining positions must go to the Southwest. That is a wrong impression. That is an erroneous impression. And they are doing that to deceive members of the public that the party...
No, but if you're going by the party's recommendation, then the Northwest, the Southwest will have about 2 or 3 positions there.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. The Southwest is a stronghold of the party, and they played a decisive role. You know, if without the vote from the Southwest and Edo, the president wouldn't have had the constitutional requirement to become president. So if the Southwest is insisting, look, this is what we want to have because this is our contribution to the party, there's nothing wrong with that. It is politics. Who gets what, when, and how. They struggle for allocation of resources. So that is it.
So in other words, what you're saying is the party is not planning in any way to shift grounds?
Well, it will be an act of indiscipline on the part of the party to bow to the dictates of a group of party men who have shown that they do not have respect for the party hierarchy.
Well, I have a question here for you before we go from Henry, who says, knowing that APC as a party does not have the number to effect impeachment of elected top positions in the National Assembly, what do you think the APC will do if they stick to their guns?
The APC will resort to politics. when we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. All right. Politics, lobbying. Yes, that is it. And we will have the majority.
All right, just give us a moment. Let's take a look at the headlines, and then we'll come back and wrap this up with you. Just a moment. Emmanuel Mawe is standing by with a look at the headline news.
Hello again. Let's take a look at some of our top stories at this time. President Muhammadu Buhari and his United States counterpart, President Barack Obama, have met in the White House. After the meeting, both leaders briefed the media on the areas of interest to the two countries. The U.S. president congratulated President Buhari on his victory at the April 2015 elections, saying it's an indication that Nigerians place great confidence in him. He also noted that President Buhari has integrity and a clear agenda. President Buhari, however, commended the United States for keeping the pressure on the former government, saying that contributed to bringing democracy alive in Nigeria. In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari says he will not appoint members of his cabinet until September. President Buhari gave this hint in an opinion published by Washington Post before the meeting with President Barack Obama. He urged Nigerians to be patient with his administration because, according to him, all things become difficult before they become easy. The president also says that his decision to keep the appointment until September is similar to the decision taken by President Obama when he assumed office. And 8 people have been killed following an explosion at a police checkpoint in Damaturu, the Yobe state capital, yesterday. Our correspondent there says suicide bombers in a Highlander jeep detonated the improvised explosive device at the police checkpoint after they were stopped by the security operatives. And while they were being taken to the police headquarters in the state capital for further interrogation, the suspected insurgents detonated the IEDs. One policeman is said to have died in the incident. Elsewhere, at least 30 people have been killed in the Suruk in Turkey when a bomb went off during a meeting of young activists to discuss the reconstruction of the neighboring Syrian town of Kobani. Another 100 people were wounded in the explosion, which was said to have been caused by a female suicide bomber. This figure was given by an official who links the attacks to the Islamic State group. Those are the top stories at this time. I'm Emana Amawe. Sunrise Daily continues.
Well, thank you, Imana. And then our concluding moments now with Okoi Obono-Obla, who is a legal practitioner and also a member of APC Presidential Campaign Council. Could you tell us, because many wonder, at what point do you think that the party, that's the APC, can draw the line between politics and then interference in the affairs of the House of Representatives? Because part of what the group of, that's Dogara's group, is saying, yes, the party can have their meetings and say the person they want, but when they got to the floor of the House, it is the rules of the House that will determine the zones or the persons, I beg your pardon, the persons that emerge. The party may talk about the zones, but the persons will have to be decided by members.
I do. Okay. Can you come again?
There are those who suggest that if the party insists on its line of thinking, as you put forward, they consider that outright interference. They think, yes, the party can have its meetings and suggest the zones that should produce certain persons, but when it gets to the floor of the House, they say their House rules says they will decide who exactly fits those positions, and not for the party to insist on who fits those positions.
Well, I have said here several times the party is supreme. Even the Supreme Court, so many regional cases, as I have made that point. Let me quickly mention the case of CPC and Gado. The Supreme Court said, look, it is a party that nominates a candidate, that the party can nominate a goat. The Supreme Court went as vulgar as that the party can nominate a goat. This matter is not in any way an indication that the party wants to interfere with the workings of the House of Representatives. But the party, in accordance with the good practices of parliamentary democracy, the party can select, the party can influence the leadership of the House. It is not an interference. And the members have a duty to obey the party. Otherwise, let them get out.
All right, thank you very much indeed for your views. Okoi Obono-Obla is a legal practitioner. He was also a member, Legal and Security Directorate of the APC Presidential Campaign Council. Thank you for talking to us today.
Thank you.